Welcome friends! Today I will show how to make name tags and ornaments that can be for Valentine's and other special occasions and holidays. Here's an example. We're going to make a bust out canvas ornament name tag. This one has material on the inside and a double sheet of cardstock on the outside. My base materials consist of a wooden ring and ornament. This is going to fit right on top of here. They're the same size, and we'll also make it a little thicker here so it equals a 1/4 inch, which will match the width of the ribbon that will wrap around it. The first step is to use Mod Podge and a sponge brush and glue 2 pieces of contrasting cardstock together. In the description below, you can see where I bought my supplies. I will apply Mod Podge to one sheet. These papers are double-sided, therefore I can apply Mod Podge to either side of the paper. And I want to make sure I get a nice coat on here. My cardstock is more like a magazine material, therefore I'm going to have to let mine dry for a while because it has that waxy coating on it. Now I'm going to stick them together. Oops, these don't quite match up, but I think you get the idea. I'm going to lay this out to the side, and I would wait for this to completely dry before going on to the next step. The next step involves gluing the wooden ring onto the cardstock. And you want to decide which side you want to be on the outside and which side you want to be on the inside. I want this to be my outside paper. Therefore, I'm going to glue this on this side. So when I roll this out, this will be the lighter side. I like to use a tacky glue for this. In this case, I'm using Beacon fabric tack glue. It dries in about 15 seconds. Therefore, I can move on to the next step readily. However, any tacky glue would work for this process. Just wait for it to dry. I'm just going to add it on the ring and stick it down. I'll switch to another set of papers where the ring is already dried. The next step involves using an exacto knife to cut out the ring. I could also use scissors. I might do a little bit of both because I have to cut through 2 pieces of cardstock. The slippery paper is a little harder to cut out compared to a matte finished cardstock, which is something I might consider more in the future, although I like the shiny finish for this project. Okay, so now I have this cut out. This is my front. Now I'm going to turn this over and we're just going to cut some lines in the center from side to side. And it doesn't matter if it's completely centered or not, depending on your design. I'm just making sure they all cross right here in the center. I'll start on this side. Come down like this. Hey, we got some of them cut out already. They cut through pretty well. Excellent. Now I have a wide one right here. It doesn't matter how many times you cut it. I recommend 5 to 8 times. Now we're going to turn it over and begin to roll up the edges. I like to use a wooden skewer because it's a little smaller than a pencil. However, a pencil and your fingers works too. We'll roll all the edges out as close to the wooden ring as possible. The image or trinket on the inside is the surprise factor. It could be used as identification. You could use photos in place of name tags. You can use words to describe the way you feel. You can use it as a hint as to what the main gift is. You can hide a trinket such as a necklace, a cute little eraser. It could be little feet to suggest that there's a newborn on the way. It could be a gambling chip inside to suggest that you're going to Vegas. It could be used as a precursor to suggest the wedding proposal. There are endless possibilities on how you can use these breakout canvas ornaments. If you'd like to use one of the images I'm showing you, please click on the text box below this video and you can find a link to these images that I created with Canva. If you'd like to see how I created these in Canva, please leave a comment. I can show you how to create these with the free version. Circling back to our adorable Minnie Mouse ornament, wouldn't this be an awesome gift to suggest that you're going on a trip to Disneyland? Not only would you give it for Valentine's Day, but you could hang it on the Christmas tree afterwards to remember your wonderful trip. Sticking with the Disney theme, here's how to add Mickey Mouse material to the inside. To help cut out the material, I use the wooden ring to center my image, and then I use a pencil to trace around it. Then I cut it out and use Mod Podge to glue it to the wooden ornament. Once I have it smoothed out, I apply another coat of Mod Podge to the top to seal it. I use the same technique with paper and cardstock as well. For the back of the ornament, I continue to use material or paper for the backing. However, I vary things slightly. When using material, I glue it and seal it with Mod Podge. When applying matte paper, I use the same process as I do with the material. However, if I'm using a glossy finish, I use the fabric tack glue so that it adheres better, and I typically do not add a sealer. Here's how I deepen the shadow box on the front side. I like to take this foam tape from the Dollar Tree that's double-sided, cut it in half, and add a little bit around the outside edge for more dimension. Now I can stick the top on. Okay, I'm just going to angle like this. And match up the edges the best that I can. Make sure all my tape's sticking inside. Let's see if we can get this a little bit better. This sticks really well. It is hard for me to pull this apart, so we get one chance with this part. Then the next step is to take my 1/4 inch ribbon and wrap it around the edges. Here's how I like to make a ribbon hanger. To make a hole at the top, just take a wooden skewer to poke through several times. Take a ribbon that's about 14 inches long, fold it in half, and then we're going to poke it through with both of these pieces of ribbon. One piece tends to get stuck on the skewer more often, so this works a little better. And just stuff it through a little bit, and then you can pull it through, create a loop, pull both strands through and pull downward, and then knot it at the top by wrapping both ribbons around your finger and pulling both of them through. Then I would just snip this off. And this is how we make busted ornaments. If you like this video, please subscribe and boop the like button. Happy surprises, my dear friends.